Okay, we're live. Hi. I'm not going to fuss anymore. I've been fussing to try and get lighting right and, interesting things behind me. That's my wife's painting of Ella Fitzgerald, which is just gorgeous. And there's a wonderful painting of Mayor Baba by the late, great Linot. And that's our Kuan Yin statue. And maybe you see Baba there. And from Song of Solomon, the Broadway through composed musical I was in, although before it didn't get to Broadway yet. Anyway, hi. So, if you know me, you know that I do astrology. I've been, since a kid, I've been doing astrology. And the moon is void, of course, today. So, technically speaking, that means nothing will come of this. But that's okay, because we don't need anything to come of it. Hi, let me introduce Elena. Elena, have a seat. Elena comes because she enjoys my music. And one friend was very distressed that maybe I was causing her harm or problems because she puts her hand by her ears. Elena's autistic, low functioning. So that's just a behavior. It's something that's she's not processing at the moment. And it doesn't mean she doesn't want to hear, because she always comes and sits here every day right with her back against the piano to listen to me play. And if I'm at the drums, she comes as close as she can. So we're not disturbing her. She has been in a very introspective state since this whole COVID thing began. And if you know any autistic young people, she'll be 30 this month, by the way. Happy birthday, Elena. They're tuned in, very empathetic, at least Elena is, to the feelings of the people around her and the world. So she gets everything, she knows everything, she understands everything, but she needs help being heard, communicating. So, you're welcome, darling. You're welcome. That was a gentle way of saying thank you for explaining. So, we're going to start now. I've got 2 songs and 5 ghazals. And maybe some chitter-chatter like this. The first song, they both have stories, but I may have to cut the second one short. This song was written in December, at least the words were written in December of 1993. And I had put my love life in Mayor Baba's hands earlier that summer, and he brought someone into my life who was meant to awaken all possibilities of love in me while at the same time cleaning out my clock, so that by the time December came, I was open to the universe, as you see me now, but totally unprepared for it, and the relationship was gone. It started a process. I had asked Baba about my love life. You pick her, no conditions. It opened a process which for 4 years I had to get to know my insides really deeply. And when that process was complete, Zeke walked into my life and I walked into hers. And Baba certainly fulfilled my trust in him, but he did it the right way, which took a while. Anyway, back in December of 93, I was at the Mayor's Spiritual Center, a retreat in South Carolina, which is closed now because of this virus. And I was in the Lagoon Cabin, the place where Mayor Baba used to have private interviews with people when he visited there 3 times in the 1950s. And it's a place where you can really commune and talk to God in a very personal way. And it was winter, and it was late at night, maybe 9:30, not super late, but late enough. Curfew, I think, was 10. And I was in the Lagoon Cabin, no one around, no one in the cabin, pouring out my heart out loud about this situation with this woman and the woundedness I had discovered in myself and in her and all this. The song Hilas Baba came out of that, if you heard that a few nights ago. But I was really just happily speaking this out loud because no one was there, and I suddenly heard a rustling at the window And the night watchman had apparently come, and he saw me in there and went away. But all I could think was, oh God, my prayer has been heard. Oh shoot, I meant this to be really private, just between me and God, and it's, oh, my prayer has been heard. My prayer has been heard. Oh shoot. And I was really kind of frantic about it, and I packed up my stuff, and I put on my coat, and I went out, and I went down the path and down the stairs to the lagoon, and then I went up the path back to the other side where my cabin was. It was called the Tree Cabin, a little solo place for one person. And I'm just over and over saying, my prayer has been heard, my prayer has been heard. And it suddenly dawned on me, like Baba was tapping me on the shoulder, saying, yes, your prayer has been heard. Duh. So I took out a paper and I wrote down these words. They just poured right out. And in June of this year, I was at the Meher Pilgrim Center in Meherabad, India, coming to Baba with the aftermath of that relationship and the place he had deposited me. And while there for a month, at one point I took out my guitar and set these words to music. And it is called My Prayer Has Been Heard. My prayer has been heard. There are no words left to speak. The purification stage is done, and love is at its peak. My prayer has been heard, and peace falls on my soul. A gentle stillness fills the air as love achieves its goal. My prayer has been heard, silencing ego's din, banishing all thoughts of virtue, especially of sin. My prayer has been heard, reversing the cruel wheel of fate, stopping the grinding wheel of life, propelled by fear and doubt and hate. My prayer has been heard, love's orchard now will bloom, yeah, after having paid the price to make the seed some room. My prayer has been heard, and life begins anew in the kingdom of the Holy One, whose love is ever true. My prayer has been heard, and to hear is to obey. Love can only hear love's voice and help love on its way. My prayer has been heard, and all at once is given, healing all the open wounds and sealing what was riven. My prayer has been heard, and wholeness expands to fill love's space. The entire process from work to wonder is all a matter of grace. My prayer has been heard, and words give way to violence. Things that are real are always given and received. In silence, in silence, my prayer has been heard. Okay. This next song was kind of that part of that same storyline. I'm in India. It's June, July of 1994. I go to pay my respects to bow down at Meher Baba's tomb, Miss Samadhi, on Mehrabad Hill. I had my guitar because people sing or recite there. It's what they call arti time. And it's like 7 o'clock almost. And I'm walking down the hill and I'm just strumming the guitar mindlessly. And I realized that I was being given this riff. And that it's like my instructions were just learn this and remember it. So I just kept playing it all the way down the hill. And how do I tell this without revealing identities? Someone who knew a bit about the person and situation involved happened to be there. And he handed me a comic book that had been written called Mercy. And it's about the son of the chief of an Amazonian tribe or something like that. And he loves the goddess Mercy. And the moment comes when he is about to be installed as the new king. And he has to go through this fierce initiation. And basically they set a fire under him. And all the while he's talking to the goddess Mercy, saying, I trust you, I trust you. I know you will not let me down. But the flames consume him and he burns to a crisp. And you think the story ends there. What a stupid thing to rely on the goddess Mercy. But in the very next instant, like the phoenix rising from its ashes, he was reborn as the king. It's a wonderful story. The fellow who wrote it is named Mark DeMattis. It's on Marvel comic books. Anyway, I took the comic to my room and I read it. And then I went to a little cabin in Lower Mehrabad where sometimes people sing. It's connected with Meher Baba's life, and there was a guitar in there. And I picked up the guitar and I started playing this riff. And the song came. I call you Mercy, that is your name. I call you Mercy, that's why you came. A gentle feeling that's harder than steel. You are revealing all the love I conceal. With mercy so real, with mercy so real, you are the ocean inside this drop. Within this seedling, you are the crop. I call you fire and healing rain, unbound desire, regardless of pain. Mercy is your name. Your lovely loveliness lingers. Can I believe it's true? With just a move of your fingers, you do what you must do to bring me home to you, to bring me home to you. When I am dreaming, sleeping, when I am sleeping, you call my name. When I am weeping, you cool the rain. When I am burning, you hold my hand. And when I'm turning, you understand. It's what you have planned. When I am dreaming, you make it sweet. When I am loving, 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 you make it complete. When I am laughing, you're like a waterfall. And when I'm crashing, you soften the fall. Mercy to you I call. You have but one answer when I rail and attack. Relentlessly healing what I think I lack. You are giving back. You are giving back. I call you mercy. That is your name. I call you mercy, man. That's why you came. The gentlest of feelings, that's so much harder than steel. You are revealing all the love I conceal. With mercy so real. With mercy so real. With mercy so real. So naturally, of course, I dedicate that especially right now to what we're all going through, the whole world right now, in this COVID-19 coronavirus crisis. And recommending to myself and anyone else who cares to hear it, to rely on the goddess mercy in whatever form we know her, him, it. To get us through this all this, so that we too may emerge with our divine nobility emergent and intact. And I need to mention that I mixed up the bridges. So the first bridge should have been, you have but one answer when I rail and attack, etc. And the second bridge should have been, your loveliness lingers. Can I believe it's true? With just a move of your fingers, you do what you must do to bring me home to you, to bring me home to you. I call you mercy. Actually flows better that way. Okay, and I can't see who's here, who's listening, because I'm only looking at the back of my phone so that the picture doesn't get inverted. But thank you, whoever you are. Come out, wherever you are. And this is the part where we switch to my book, 424 Ways to Find Your Lover. And of course, it's about finding the lover of the divine beloved within each one of us. And yes, it's a play on Paul Simon's song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And there's 424 because there are 424 ghazals. You see, they each take up one page. There's 7 couplets. So we resume. I'm doing 5 a day. And I'm going to come a little closer so you can hear me better maybe. And we're up to number 16, which is, and I, as I've said before, most of these I haven't read ever aloud, and certainly not for ages. So, number 16 is called For Love Alone. I can reframe every experience to my liking. It's up to me whether I see my life as mountain climbing or biking. Shall I see it as a divine dance or a leisurely stroll? And shall I see myself in pieces or as a perfect harmonious whole? It may not say a thing about reality, but I sure can set the context for everything I see. And life will respond accordingly. How very strange. Can it really be so easy to make such great change? If I greet a monster with warmth, love, and God's own smile, I'm guessing he may be my friend in a little while. But if I greet a friend with fear, as if he were a beast, it's certain he will take a nasty piece of me, at least. With such great power in my hands, I choose to extend them graciously, seeing every soul as here for love alone, and so enlighten me. That's number 6, Ghazal 16, For Love Alone. Now here's Ghazal 17. If you hear that padding sound, that's Elena walking this way. She might be returning. No, she's going to bang on the front door. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. We just don't want to have banging on the front door right now. Okay. You want to come back? You want to come back? Come. Come on. Just step over. It's just a wire. Okay. All right. And now, you can have a seat. I don't know if you're on camera, but I can see you. All right. So this is number 17. Purity and innocence. There is a state of purity and innocence we are sometimes seeing only in contrast to our post-adolescent state of being. Before the hormones flow, when we grow, thrive, and wilt, there is the state we call purity. It's marked by the absence of guilt. It's marked by the absence of guilt because it's marked by the absence of blame. Yet even in this state of purity, there is some shame. This shame, is it real or Memorex? Did it come with the package? Or is it the inescapable effect of careless adult wreckage? In any event, it is the same. Unless it is exacerbated by adult invasiveness, shame remains dormant as if uncreated. With adolescence, for better or worse, the sense of a separate self explodes.
To find our non-judgmental self again, we go down many roads. Eventually, we give up separation along with condemnation and attack. Suddenly, by surprise, we find our purity and innocence have come back. Wow. What was he thinking? Oh, I mean, that was me. But wow. So that's number 17, purity and innocence. This one, oh gosh, the title gives me goosebumps, chills. But there was no show of this TV show by this name when I wrote this, probably back in 2007 or 2008. And I don't know what the content's going to be till I read it, but it's called, hold it, The Apprentice. We are all in transit in our lives in so many ways, but this is not a waiting room. It's where we put on plays. We create the movies of our lives in holographic detail. Regardless of how the protagonist does, the producer-director never fails. Our higher self is who we are. We project a personality. Since every divine story requires a finely crafted reality. And what can make this more real than one who lives it? This is the way that life gives back to the one that gives it. The writer, with a capital W, the writer becomes his character, making the story come alive. So supremely meaningful. In this does true art always thrive. Me, I'm just an apprentice, and I've come to learn from the master, whose experience reveals to me vistas infinitely vaster, vaster than anything I could conceive by myself unaided. My ticket on the train of life has just been... My ticket on the train of... I'm going to read the last couplet again. Me, I'm just an apprentice, and I've come to learn from the master, whose experience reveals to me vistas infinitely vaster, vaster than anything I could conceive by myself unaided. My ticket on the train of life has just been upgraded. That's ghazal number 18, called The Apprentice. Here's ghazal 19. This is called I have a little trepidation as I begin each one because I really don't know what's coming next. This one is called My Collage. I'd like to make a collage of my life with pictures from inner magazines, invoking the power my soul adores with images I have inwardly seen. Hinted at by dreams or glimpsed, or sometimes by ricochet, whacking me hard against my walls to fling me to the way. My collage, I see it, is a place of rich diversity. Every role I can love and imagine has a place in me. My collage is also a medley and a sensual delight, fully expressing my every aspect with sound and touch and holy sight. As a child, the great love of my life was the ideal of the Renaissance man, artist, philosopher, scientist, doctor, and lover. And I still know I can. I know I can because I am, despite the fearful who deny it. Oh, how those timid ego voices hope I will never even try it. As healer, artist, famous man, and singer of holy song, with spirit flowing through me, even God must sing along. I love that. That's number 19, My Collage. And the last one for today I think I've read this publicly. It's a little bit more familiar. It's called This Moment. Life, you taste delicious to me today. So fine. I only need remember this moment, and happiness is mine. A bird on a branch, the sound of a neighbor across the way, sunlight on my wife's handmade art quilt. In short, a perfect day. A soft breeze blowing in from the window, I savor it. I savor it on my shoulders. Let's take that again. A soft breeze blowing in from the window. I savor it on my shoulders and naked chest. And I flavor it with all the sweet sensations in my percolating mind. At moments like this, where is the need for seek and ye shall find? For I have stopped all seeking, and life's beauty has found me in this moment of pure contentment, at one with reality. I taste you once again and find delectability wets my lips. Oh, life, is there any joy at all greater than this? Really, I can just take all my worries and toss them in the trash. Today truly is pickup day, and the sun will burn them all to ash. Oh, I love that. That's ghazal number 20, called This Moment, and we'll continue with more songs and 5 more ghazals tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Let me see, before I hang up, if I can see who's here. I'm going around behind the phone, taking it off of the stand. Let's see. Madeline, hi. Ruben, hello. Wow. Oh, I don't see. Sometimes I find out later there were folks here. Oh, let me show you my wife's wonderful portrait of Ella Fitzgerald. Is that gorgeous or what? What a wonderful picture. And there's Kuan Yin. Let's see. Yes, and Mayor Baba, as pictured by Lynott, who was nearly blind when he painted that, by the way. And the view from my window. Elena's kind of dozing, and I'm going to hit the finish key now. Thanks again for being here. I love you guys.